know, I know you guys have probably been hearing about this movie for a long time, but I've been hearing about you for way fucking longer, man. Everywhere that I've gone in the world, I've been everywhere in the world with this movie now, and everyone always says to me, but have you been to Fantasia? I'm like, why? Is it really, can people be louder than they already are? They're like, fuck yes. So I'm so excited to be here and meet you. This is my first time to Canada. Even more importantly is tonight, this is the very first time anyone, anywhere is going to see the actual finished version of the film. I'm sure a lot of you know this because you're clearly diehard horror fans, but in Hollywood, right now it's really hard to get an original film made because they think, and they do tell you this when you go into meetings, they think that all you guys want are remakes, sequels, PG-13 bullshit. They told me that this would never happen. My own agency said they wouldn't rep it because they said nobody wants to see this kind of gore. I said, fuck you. And the fact that you guys are here tonight filling up this 700-seat theater, I say that old school horror is not dead. So, please, wait, hold on. So, everybody always applauds the film and me. Tonight, I want you guys to give yourselves a fucking round of applause because this is the fucking shit right here. Thank you. That's gonna make me cry. I've been put on this for 3 years. I put myself through such hell, and this makes it so worth it. So get ready to have a good time and get ready to meet Victor fucking Crowley. I hope you guys have a blast. Here's Hatchet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, I'm just going to go right to questions because I could talk forever. Although I was just saying to the people I was with, we had obviously no money and we had no time, but by no time, I mean no fucking time. The movie was shot over 24 days, which you would think would be a lot, but we ended up having to shoot it in the summertime, and there's only darkness from 9 o'clock at night till 5 in the morning. This whole thing was shot in the desert in Santa Cruz, California, because we couldn't afford to fly the actors to New Orleans. The only two actors who went to New Orleans were Joe David Moore and John Richmond, who were Marcus and Ben. Even Tony Todd, we couldn't bring him there, so we had to shoot him in a cardboard cutout in the woods. And then the reverse was them in New Orleans with a black stunt double going like that. So it was so hard. A lot of the stuff was one take, but the crew was so amazing. I mean, nobody was doing it for the paycheck. And they worked so hard, and I know there's probably a lot of people here who work in the film industry or have been on a set, but there was one night where I wanted to do a pickup of a shot if we had time, which there was never time. I was always ripping stuff out of the script. You'll notice whenever they run away, they run about this far. Okay, we're safe now. When they talk again, that's because we couldn't afford to light any further than that. But there was one night I wanted to get this last shot, and the sun, you could hear the birds, and that night you had 15 minutes, and you only got one more shot left. And the grips and electrics just grabbed C-stands and started running, sweating. They're like, we're getting the shot. I had never seen a grip run unless it was for lunch, ever. And that's how awesome these guys were. I mean, my crew was just, they were so amazing. And I wish they could come to this stuff, and I wish they could hear their response, because as much as I'm like the writer and the director, it's like, it's not me, it's everybody, and they did such a great job. The question is, the legend of Victor Crowley, did I come up with it, or was it a conglomerate of stuff? This is one of the better stories in the making of this. When I was 8 years old, my parents sent me to this Jewish summer camp called Camp Avoda, and it sucked such balls, and they made us do labor the whole time. I was cleaning toilets, and I found out last year that avoda in Hebrew means work. So my mom said, you can't fucking work. And when I was there, the counselor said, stay away from this one cabin or Hatchet Face will get you. And my brother had already been showing me all kinds of, you know, Friday the 13th, Halloween, all that shit, so I loved it. I'm like, really? What's he gonna do? And the counselor was like, what's the matter with you? He's gonna get you, so don't go there. I'm like, oh, why is he called Hatchet Face? That's all they had to their story, because that's where they did their drugs and had their orgies and molested children. So that night we were going to bed, the other kids in the cabin were all talking, do you think Hatchet Face will get us? And I came up with that exact story on the spot, and they all started crying. And so the next morning, the counselors called my parents. They were going to send me home from camp, and I waited 20 years brewing with this thing to get to do it. The New Orleans part factored in because I was at my friend Ben's bachelor party in New Orleans, and Ben was with all his college friends, and they wanted to go see basketball games. I could care less about basketball. So I was trying to find something else to do. I saw a sign for a haunted swamp tour. I went over and said, can I do a haunted swamp tour? And they said, we don't do them anymore because of what happened. And the 8-year-old me, what happened? And it was because the insurance got too high. So that's really where it all came from. Mrs. Permatio getting her face ripped in half was one of the first deaths that I thought of, because the idea was, it's not so much what have you not seen before, whatever, because at this point you've seen everything, and if you're a diehard crowd like this, of course every horror movie is predictable. The one thing that we purposely kept extremely predictable was as soon as we had Kane Hodder as Victor Crowley, and John Beekler was doing the effects, and like all the fucking assholes online are starting saying, before they even saw the movie. So originally he jumped down from a tree into the boat. I'm like, he's pulling her out of the boat. I want the same music, I want the same everything, and let's just give him that one moment that, okay, this is Friday the 13th. The belt sander death, the very first short film I ever made was called Columbus Day Weekend, because that's the only holiday we don't have a horror movie for. And it was Jason and Michael Myers stalking the same campsite by mistake, and then they're dead. And it's not a joke. You can actually, if you look at my website, it's airyscope.com. You can watch it. It's back up there. We made it for $8, and it ended up getting bootleg everywhere. And then Sean Cunningham, who directed Friday the 13th, actually wrote to me and said he thought it was really funny. But one of the deaths in there, what we were playing with is how these villains always find random shit lying around, like a gas-powered belt sander that doesn't even exist. So I tried to change it, and John Beekler said, do not lose the belt sander, it's too funny. And I said, but you have to plug it in. What, has he got an extension cord? So my production designer said, if I can build a functioning gas-powered belt sander, will you let it stay? I was like, go for it. 3 days later, he shows up, big green.